Hey everyone, welcome to a very special and deeply personal episode of Lights Camera Pop. This is episode 9. I'm Rich
Mike.
and hope everyone is doing having a good week. Yeah, this has been not the greatest of weeks for pop culture and just entertainment in general. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention the passings of, some of the icons within a week
The
stretch.
legends.
I mean, hell, even Malcolm Jamal Warner and
Yes.
Hulk Hogan, which if you want to hear basically a good show about the Hulkster and everything, check out that wrestling show, that wrestling podcast. But today, Mike and I are bringing you a special goodbye to a true original, a legend, a man who just didn't define heavy metal, he became it. And this episode is a tribute to the life, the music, the madness of Ozzy Osbourne. So
Yes.
we thought that it would be, we could talk till we're blue in the faces, but we also wanted to bring on a collective group of people to join us with this episode because we know that they're fans and we know that they've had influences from the music of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. Excuse me. So I'd like to introduce Joe Augustine, Brian Medlock,
Hey,
and the man himself, Grimrock.
hey.
Hello.
So how's everyone doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
It's been a tough week. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were not
Well, it's a
wrong
new
there.
week.
It is a new
Well,
week.
it's a new week, so that's why I'm doing great. So,
Yes. Yeah. From his I'm not even. I had something out written out, and I'm just not going to do it today. So, because it was kind of like almost touching in a sense. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to read it because I'll be like, and so Mike, for you, like, how was it with Ozzy for you? I mean, what was it for you? Because like it kind of like took me by surprise. Like, and it
When he
shouldn't have.
when he passed, like I honestly I was shocked, but I wasn't like floored by it. Like just seeing how he has been like deteriorating over the last several years, and then watching some of the snippet videos from that last Black Sabbath show. I kind of figured, ugh, yeah, we better start wrapping him in Saran wrap because I don't think he has much time left. Um, but I wasn't expecting to be so soon. I figured we still had maybe another year or so, you know. So yeah, I was very bummed out about it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it was a very surreal. Like it almost like I don't know why it felt because yeah, I was a fan, but it wasn't like a fan to where I was like just driving down the road and throwing on No More Tears or Osmosis or anything like that, or even like Paranoid. I wasn't like that much of a fan, but I respected the music and even just like I knew again, and I say it all the time, like people like Hogan or and again I always reference Pee Wee Herman, I do, but these people become household names. And despite their controversies, despite the people that they are, whether you see them on TV and TMZ or whatever, you have
Like
to give them credit for the shit that they have done.
like Hogan's passing was the one that shocked me the most. Him and Malcolm Jamal Warner, because like Malcolm Jamal Warner, like he died um swimming with his daughter.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that's just that's
Oh,
heartbreaking. Um, but but Hogan, like I was like, what the like
Yeah.
Hulkamania, no, you know, that should that was the one that like blindsided me, but Ozzy hit me hard. Like Ozzy hit me in the soul, man.
No. Um,
Like
Joe, what about you? What were some of your earliest memories of Ozzy?
me,
Joe.
um, Ozzy was a very early show for me too. Like I did get to see Ozzy, and I saw him in Philadelphia in '88 with Anthrax,
Oh my God.
and it was mind bending. But that's the only time I ever saw him. I only saw him one time. That was it.
Oh,
And I wanted to see him before. I wanted to see him after, but the stars just never lined up. I always wanted to go to like an Ozfest or something like that. And I was always like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go this year. I'm gonna go this year. But then something else would come up, and I never made it.
sure.
Or then the Ozfests just kind of got something that I wasn't really into a lot of the bands. So I was like, all right, I'm not spending, we'll just say like $35-$40 at the time. Back then it was a lot, on tickets for just one band. So I just kind of never went. I figured, it's one of those things that you're always like, I have time. I'll see him some other time. I'll see him some other time. And now
Yeah.
that other time's not going to happen.
Right. And it's sad when you think about that, of course. Now, Grimrock, um, you are you're a signed recording artist. You have some albums out. Tell me a little bit about yourself first, and like tell me how like Black Sabbath and Ozzy had influenced you.
Well, I've been playing music for a long time. I'm probably the oldest person here in this group. I'm gonna guess. And so my influences span a great deal of decades and genres and things. But for me, the early Black Sabbath, was something completely different. A lot of the stuff that was out at the time. Now, mind you, I was a little, smaller then. I didn't get it
Sure.
like firsthand then. It was a little bit later on when I became a teenager, and stuff. And for me to hear that stuff then, while I was listening to the metal, you talked about Anthrax and the things that were happening at the time, then um, really was impactful for how I wanted to play music. I wanted to play hard, I wanted to play loud, but I didn't want
Of
it to be
course.
like speed metal, thrash metal. I wanted it to be that gritty rock, that unadulterated rock that Sabbath and so that was the era, so
Right. I think we're cutting in and out on you a little bit there for a second. Um, but no, I understand what you were saying, and I think that um, ah, sorry, this is just I don't know why it keeps cutting in and out. Sorry about that. Is everybody still here? Just wanted to make sure.
I'm here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
But it is
here.
cutting out on my end as well.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a in and out too.
son of a bitch. See, this is where we need like a little soundbite of Ozzy, like Shannon.
Right.
Who's been in my room drinking my beers? Oh.
Joe, you were down at Cal U with Mike and I, and you played a lot of rock music on the radio as well, correct?
Absolutely.
And now, so was Ozzy kind of like a staple for you to play? Like, what was some of
Yeah,
your earliest memories of Ozzy?
Well, I mean, that goes back to my elementary school days, believe it or not. I am that old.
Mhm.
I remember not even really knowing who Ozzy was, but friends of mine would wear Ozzy t-shirts and they would tattoo with whatever they can, mostly magic marker, Ozzy on their knuckles. And, that's how I first found out about Ozzy. I had no clue that he was even with Black Sabbath. And then, of course, you're young and you want to follow along with what other people were doing your age. And I started writing Ozzy on my knuckles. And, that's how I found out about him. Then
Mhm.
I discovered the music and I just fell in love, man.
And as for the youngest member of our committee right now, Brian, what about you? What about some of your earliest memories of? Because you come from like the generation that like I don't even think Ozzy was really making any more albums at this point, and it was just uh kept re-releasing, and Ozfest was a big thing. Um, but how was it like? How would you come about knowing who Ozzy and Black Sabbath was?
Well, for me, as you pointed out, yeah, I was for context. So I was born in 2000. I'm a 2000s baby. Um, but my family, how I've grown up, my family, um, I was actually gonna say one of the earliest memories for me with anything connected to Ozzy or Black Sabbath, for that matter, actually, was my mom always tells a story about how I was, I don't know, 3, maybe, let's just say 3. I'm in my car seat and she was playing Black Sabbath on the radio, or maybe she had a disc, I want to say. But I started just like rocking my whole car seat back, like forwards and backwards, back and forth. I guess she taught me how to headbang from Black Sabbath.
I love that.
Yeah.
And those are called CDs, by the way.
Yeah, like, of course, some of us might remember back in the day with our parents driving with an 8-track player in their car.
Right here.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was good times, good times back then.
We had a
We
big long
moved on to
conversation.
cassettes.
We had a big long conversation about 8-track yesterday at the record show. Remember, Brian?
Oh boy.
He said, "Oh boy." See, a lot of the memories that I remember as a kid is like I was never allowed to listen to stuff like that. Like
No?
I remember, yeah, not 8 tracks, but no, just Ozzy and stuff like that. I remember like when I was a kid and we would go over to my aunt's house. My cousin would have Kiss albums, and you know what that stands for, or he would have a Wasp album. It's like you don't want to listen to that. And then of course the the big controversy. I think probably one of the biggest ones surrounding stuff was when uh, Ozzy had bit the head off of a bat during a concert in Des Moines.
Oh yeah.
And like,
Well,
and from the research of it, that like he thought that it was a rubber toy. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like he was literally up there like, "Oh, hell Satan."
Yeah, it wasn't like he was actually like netting a bat flying through the air. You know,
Right.
somebody snuck a knocked out bat in and threw it on the stage, and like you said, he thought it was a rubber bat, so he picked it up, just playing with it, and he bit into it, and he realized, oh crap, you know, like
yeah, I'm
that
sure that's what
doesn't,
he said.
yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't taste rubbery to me, you know,
Mm.
but
That
Well, I think for me, the biggest controversy with Ozzy was when he pissed on the Alamo.
oh
that's
yeah,
and I do remember that, and like
yeah.
that was like a big deal. Did he ever get like was he ever permitted back in Texas after
Along
that?
like years later, 'cause I like
Like maybe 90s, late 90s,
yeah,
early
like
2000s.
we're talking like probably like 20 plus years later. Um, they wanted to kill him there, man. You know, you don't mess with the Alamo.
Right. And I just hope he steered clear of the basement and the bike that was there.
Right.
But
Yeah. The bicycle chop shop hidden in the Alamo basement.
oh god. And of course,
But
even prior to that though, there was a thing too where it was during a meeting. It was in 1981. The Des Moines, Iowa incident happened in 82. In 81, he had a meeting with CBS Records, and as a publicity stunt to show he wasn't to be underestimated, he bit the head off of a dove.
yeah,
And
yeah, and
of
he
course
spit
that's
it
where
on
all
the table.
yeah, I've seen a lot of the
Oh.
memes now where like he's at the pearly gates and Jesus is like put the dove down or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's not forget when they were all partying on the private jet. And I want to say it was like Florida they landed in, and there was a line of ants, and he snorted the ants like Coke.
I know. See, that's a story I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it was
Well,
like,
see, that was in the dirt, the
yeah,
Motley Crue bio. They actually had that in there.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Okay.
And it
It was
even
like him,
and
Motley Crue, and
well,
Was Rat with them too
well,
when that
listen,
happened?
if you watch the dirt, to have Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee even turn their heads at that scene, it had to be something to witness, and I don't know how much of it they witnessed just by the movie itself.
Yeah, they said that they're like, all right, we're big partiers. They're like, but we are nothing compared to that man.
No. Oh, wow. I mean,
Right.
I've never heard that, and I'm like, I'm completely blown away by it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I guess they were like arguing. It was like one of those like grosser than gross moments, and they're and it was like, you're like, okay, you'll do that, well, I'll do this, and then Ozzy's like, all right, screw you guys. See those ants,
Power card move.
Now,
right?
now if you're
Establish
talking
dominance
about
early.
That was
Rat
What's that,
with
Grim?
Stephen Piercy,
Sorry.
Say it again, Joe.
I was
I
gonna
was
say that was in
saying
1984.
That was in
Yeah.
'84
now
that
if
that
you're
happened. Okay.
now if you're talking about Rat with Stephen Piercy, I don't know if that was the same time frame or not. I think that happened a little bit before Rat came on the scene,
It may have
but
been, I just couldn't remember. I just remember it was like a bunch of those style of bands, and I just remember
right.
because like I'm loosely remembering because I didn't watch the Motley Crue movie. I never read the book either. I'm just going off of like just memory, so I could be a little foggy when it comes to that. I just remember the time frame, and I remember the incident happening, and I remember Crue being there, and it was like a couple other. I don't even think it was. It may have just been other members from different bands that were just happened to be there with them, not playing with them, not on tour with them. They were just like friends hanging out, and I want to say for some reason, I want to say one or two of the members of Rat was with them, but I could be completely wrong.
Well, I'm going to go back to the whole Rat story because there is a story here with Rat, but I believe it was Quiet Riot, that whole Randy Rhoads connection, because Randy Rhoads was once a member of Quiet Riot and then went to Ozzy's band.
Right.
So I think it was Quiet Riot that was with them, with Kevin DuBrow and Rudy Sarzo.
I'm willing to bet you're probably 100% correct.
Now,
I'm not 100%, but I do remember, something to that nature. But, going back to the Rat story, I think this was probably mid 80s, late 80s. Stephen Piercy told a story, who he is the lead singer of Rat. They would call Ozzy Uncle Ozzy. So as the story went along, he said, Uncle Ozzy and I were heading back to our hotel rooms, and I forget exactly where they were, but they were on tour together. And one of the things that he remembered most about Ozzy is someone had left a pair of shoes, and I forget what you call penny loafers. That's what it was. Outside the door, that's when you could get your shoes shined, and that was a sign that you wanted your shoes shined by whoever was doing that at the hotel. And so Ozzy stopped, backed up, looked at the shoes, looked at Stephen Piercy, and said, I'm going to do more than shine them.
Oh no.
I'm going to shit in them. And that's exactly what he did. Knocked on the door. They ran, hid behind a corner. The guy picked his shoes up, and when he put his hand in there, ta-da.
that's insane.
That's amazing.
That's
and
actually,
that
I would be
and
infuriated.
that does not shock me in the least bit.
So,
Good
have
one.
you seen Grim? Have you got to see Ozzy in concert? Have you seen him live?
Believe it or not, I never have.
Was it just
Believe
like
it-
one of those like
Believe it or not, I never have.
has it? Because I've like I said, I can't say that I'm like the fan of fans. Like I haven't gone out to buy a T-shirt or anything like that. I'm not one of those like. I'm one of the people that if I don't listen to you, then like I'm not gonna go out and wear your shirt. just as clout to pretend like a poser. But yeah, I mean, I'm still like I've always been a fan, but I've just never. I always thought that he would put on a good show.
He did. He did. Trust me, he did.
Now,
Well,
Brian,
Ozzy was supposed to be my 10-year-old's first concert ever. And this is when he was 5. So we're going back 5 years. Yes, I had kids late in life. So Ozzy on the No More Tours tour, which never came to fruition because I believe he had broken his back and then he got diagnosed with Parkinson's and he canceled it for 1 year. Then COVID hit, and then it was supposed to be like 3 years in a row, and it never came to fruition. So my son, he got hooked on Crazy Train at an early age, and when he found out he could not go to Ozzy, he was hurt. I was going to use
oh,
the
okay,
word
I can imagine.
devastated, but he was hurt. And so he actually had to settle for Guns N' Roses for his first concert. But anyway, he was the first one that texted me at work when Ozzy died. And then followed up with my wife that Alex, that's my youngest, is devastated that Ozzy died. And I'm still trying to put all the pieces together. Like, what? Ozzy died? Oh my gosh. So
Because it
yeah,
It's
almost
funny
felt
he
like
because
was
it was
like
a
he was
family
hurt.
member in a sense.
like
Well,
my son Jeremy did the same thing. He like as soon as he found out, like my phone blew up. Oh my God, Ozzy's dead. Did you hear that? And then like apparently like he took it extremely hard because you know how Jeremy's like all into like music and metal and hardcore,
right.
and he took it extremely hard. And then about 15 minutes later, Avery was at she was at play practice, and she sent me like all these, oh my God, Ozzy's dead. And I'm just like, yeah, I know. I was like, I had to talk both my kids off the ledge. And I'm like, calm down, guys. I promise you, it'll be okay. You know. But I was really floored at them and how they took it. I mean, like, my son didn't shock me because of just how much of a music and metalhead he is.
Yeah.
But when Avery was kind of like really bummed about it, that was like, wow. Because but she does like metal and she does like that sort of stuff too. But she's not into music as much as Jeremy is, or Jeremy's not into movies as much as she is. So it's like I got both media covered because of both
I
my
was gonna
kids.
say like I've never met either one, but when I have seen pictures of them, you can tell the theater between the theater and the music. It's kind
Yep.
of uncanny.
Yeah,
Um,
it's funny.
Well, and I think the big picture here, guys, when it comes to Ozzy and our kids, 30 or 40 years down the road, when we first discovered him, Ozzy is a generational icon.
Yes.
for sure, 100%.
Definitely.
Um, when it like going to the music side of things though, um, just off the top of your head, um, and we'll start from the bottom of work. I'm just looking at the screen. Brian, what are some of your like? Just tell me your top 3 Ozzy esque songs.
Oh man, just the three.
Well, yeah, because let me tell you, it's so bizarre. Like how it's really not actually like Crazy Train, for example. Like every sporting event, that
Yeah,
song just blares through the stadiums or arena. And just like, what songs like have you felt like are like some of your favorites that felt impactful to you?
honestly, the first one that comes to mind is probably his song "Believer." That's on the Diary of a Madman
Oh,
album.
such a good album.
Yeah, I actually have the original album from my dad, who got to see Ozzy while he was still with Black Sabbath in
Oh,
'79.
Oh my
that's
god,
awesome.
that is amazing.
And it's just unfortunate. I think he told me about I went my whole life not knowing the story until he told me the day before, I think 2 days before Ozzy died.
That's
It was just
wild.
weird timing.
Okay, so we got Believer.
Believer, if I gotta, hmm.
I
Yeah,
put you right on the
Believer.
spot. I didn't tell anybody that we were going to do this.
No, I know. I'm trying to think real quick, not to take up much time.
No,
I
you're
gotta say,
good.
Believer's at the top. Probably Believer, if not, um, You gotta go classic Iron Man because come on, it's so good. The intro with the slow tuning by Tony.
Oh yeah.
Man, one more. It's well,
Yeah, I
I'd
started
say
with you.
both.
Everybody else is now that they're hearing you, they're writing down there.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
racking my brain.
I'm sorry if I take
No,
other
you're
people's
good.
answers, but I gotta say
There's no wrong
it's
answers.
not his song. It's a cover, but I'm just a dreamer or dreamer.
Very good song. Grimrock.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you, man?
Man,
Yeah, what? Tell me some of your.
for me, for me, man, like
Yeah.
the first time I heard the coughing for Sweet Leaf, I was like, man, this is it. Like just that for that to be an intro to the song and the song to rip in the way it did, man. Sweet Leaf is definitely my number one Black Sabbath go-to song.
Good song.
If I had to do an Ozzy song, I would actually do Demon Alcohol from No Rest from the Wicked,
Oh,
because you know me personally.
yeah.
You know me personally. That hits me like really hard because I used to be really bad alcoholic, for a long time. You know that.
Yeah.
And so that song is a personal set, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I had to pick another track, you know, any track it would probably have to be, I don't know. I think NIB,
Okay.
because I like the way that it transitions through the song. Like it starts out da 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 da, and then it goes into that jazzy switchback. You know what
I
I
do.
mean?
I
Through it, and
love
it goes
that.
back in that heavy riff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It was so original. It was like nobody was really doing that. Excuse me.
Nope.
Joe, Mr. JJ. What about you, brother?
Well, there are so many to choose from, and of course, top for me, it's never going to change, is Crazy Train. It's been a staple of mine since I was in elementary school, like I said. But I want to touch on something newer. Actually, three quick new songs that I think are absolutely great is Under the Graveyard from 2020.
Okay.
Okay, that's one of his newer releases. Patient Number Nine. Those two
Yes.
songs reintroduced me, and this is going to sound weird, to Ozzy,
Patient number
because
9 was a
it
really good
brought
song.
him in a whole new level. Like, this dude still got it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And finally, he just did a collaboration with Billy Morrison and Steve Stevens. And if you haven't heard it, check out Ozzy's last song, I believe it was ever recorded, is called Crack Cocaine.
Oh, okay.
Phenomenal. It's just basically, if you listen to the lyrics, it really has nothing to do with drugs other than a love affair with a woman who he can't get away from. He's addicted to her like crack cocaine, and it's phenomenal.
See, I love that. I love that concept.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I don't know if let's see. I'm IMDbing that. Okay, so yeah, that came out in 2024 with Billy Morrison
Right.
and Steve Stevens. He had another song that came out with those two on February 14th of this year called Gods of Rock and Roll.
I have heard that. That's
So
that's correct.
that must have been there was probably his final recording.
And the other thing
that we know
too
of.
is, if we back up to how I was saying he's a generational talent
Mhm.
and icon, if you look at all the collaborations that he's done with other artists, like the newer ones, Post Malone, or even Elton John from several years back,
Yeah,
I
Ordinary
mean,
Man.
he's got introduced to almost everyone from other genres too of music.
Well, just having those two songs that he did with Post Malone. Post Malone's
I remember-
like such a
I remember when he did this with Post Malone. There were people saying, "Oh, isn't that neat that Post Malone's helping out an old person?"
I hate that. I hate that. So I
I
still
remember people saying that. Yes.
I remember people saying that, and honestly, no offense to Post Malone, but I don't know any of his songs. I know more Black Sabbath, Ozzy stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
All right,
isn't
Rich.
it funny? Post Malone now went country, so
All right, Rich. What's your top three?
Oh my
Ooh.
God. Okay, so one of mine is going to kind of go into a story, a little bit of a story, but first and foremost, and my number two should be my number one, but um, first and foremost, I absolutely love Mr. Crowley. That's just the little jam session at the beginning, the story behind it just grabs you, and I love that song so, and I always have ever since I heard it. My second one though, so something I've never mentioned on this show is that I'm adopted, and years later, back in well over 20 plus years now, 25 years now, I was actually after I left Cal U, I moved to North Carolina for a little while to live with my biological family, and it without a whole lot of backstory to it, it just didn't turn into a great situation. I had done a lot of drugs when I was there, and I just needed to get away. So when I was moving back home through some challenges, I was going through my biological grandmother. I was going through her uh, CDs, and she had the No More Tears album. So I put it in, and when Mama I'm Coming Home came on, I just broke down. Just because it felt so representative at the time of I'm just starting over, I'm coming back home, and like I'm just leaving this life to go back to the life that I knew, and I'm gonna make some changes. And so yeah, it just Mom I'm Coming Home has always been like a really special song to me. But another one too is Hellraiser. And that's just maybe it's just because like I always find it synonymous with the Hellraiser films, but I've just always loved that song as well.
I thought you were going to see us '80s kids lifestyle, but
What?
okay.
No, 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 no. Mike, what about you, my friend?
Okay, no particular order. Mr. Crowley, like you, that song. When I first heard it, I was just like, "Oh, this is awesome," and it's just stuck with me, and it's got under my skin, and it's just my favorite. Then would come War Pigs, just because of me being a political junkie, and that song is just so spot on how it is. And last but not least, I'm gonna have to go with Crazy Train. And I know my list kind of sounds like a generic, but it's just those songs are all just
I mean, hey,
they're all just
every artist
classics.
has the songs that they're known for. I mean, you name any artist, they're going to have that handful of songs that is going to be their bread and butter.
Right.
You know,
And as
and
much as I like Ozzy, like it's like the big hits are the ones that are they're hits for a reason because they're awesome. That's just
sure.
all there's to it. You know?
Yeah, and it's like when it comes to we'll say like Twisted Sister, you know, every to me I listen to Stay Hungry and You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. I listen to them front to back.
Right.
But the main songs that they're going to be go down in history as being known for is I Want to Rock and We're Not Going to Take It.
Yep.
And if you're a Pee-wee's Big Adventure fan, Burn in Hell. But um
Yep.
But don't you see? No
yeah,
evil.
so it's
Say no evil down on me. All right. Now that's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the week.
you know, Guns N' Roses is another one. You know, Metallica. You know, and Ozzy's no different. He's gonna have his songs like Iron Man and um, Iron Man's one of them. Crazy Train's another.
Ooh, System of the Universe.
Okay,
Ooh.
yeah, Good one.
Can I actually? I kind of want to switch that out now. With I love Iron Man, but System of
No
Universe
take backs,
is
damn
another.
it.
Damn it.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What do you guys think about Mac Sabbath? Do you know what that is?
Yes, so
Rich?
Mac Sabbath is, if nobody knows what this is, Mac Sabbath, and I'm kind of laughing
It's
at you. They are a cover band of Black Sabbath dressed as McDonald's characters.
And they
I
sing
do know
songs
that.
about, and they sing all their like instead of Iron Man, you have Frying Pan and all that sort of stuff. And the funny thing is, like, I saw them, and I hate to say it, but they're awesome.
they're great.
They're so good.
They're
Like,
super
and,
califragilistic.
and they like, and they nail the whole the way Black Sabbath is on stage. They nail it, but just as McDonald's characters, and it's so good, and it's so funny, and they're just amazing. And I do like that, like, 'cause I saw them with Oakley Dokley, the Ned Flanders band,
Oh dear lord.
and it was one of the, like, it was like one of the things I'm like, do I really want to go to this? In the back of my head, I'm like, yes, you want to go to this. And so I went, and I was just floored on how awesome it was. And I'm just like, I am so glad I'm here. And but the funny thing is, like, they do Black Sabbath as satire, but they do it in a loving way, and
Yes.
you can tell that they absolutely love Black Sabbath. And Ozzy gave them the like the big thumbs up. He saw them, and he thought they were like the greatest thing ever.
He gave him the happy meal of
So-
approval.
Yeah, he gave them the happy meal of approval.
He was McLovin' it.
He was
Yeah.
He was McLovin. Oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
I
gonna
just-
say
I've
they.
been waiting to say that.
What's that, Grim?
Yeah, I was gonna say there is a video. I think it's Jack takes him to go see him in a private thing, and he enjoys the shit out of it. And I love their evil characters. They're evil McDonald's characters, not like just the
Right.
regular ones you see on TV. They're
It-
just-
yeah, like when Ronald comes out, he's in the straight jacket, the yellow straight jacket, and he looks like all maniacal. I mean, they're just fantastic. Okay, anybody who doesn't know what it is, go to YouTube and just type in Mac Sabbath and enjoy. That's just all I gotta say.
Yes.
It's great.
So like we do have to wind things down. I know that like the meeting plan that we're on is going to be dying down. So we really only have about 10 more minutes. So
Okay.
So I just wanted to like start to wrap up with some final thoughts and everything. What so just everybody just give me some of your, well, not at one time. Just give me some random memory or thought of something that like for Ozzy as something
Okay, one
personal.
big thing. Well, I got one thing that just come to my mind right now.
Gotcha.
Is the fact that final Black Sabbath show that they raised $190 million to give to charity. I mean, like, that's fantastic in and of itself.
Children's Hospital and Parkinson's research.
Parkinson- Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing, right?
Right,
there.
and I forget the artist, and it's a real popular one, and I believe they're from overseas as well. But they're actually trying to get England to do a charity concert every year,
Oh, that
just
would be
like this, to
amazing.
raise money for Parkinson's in Ozzy's name.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen it. They also want to try to get, and I forget the name of the airport
Yes.
in England, but they want to name it the Ozzy Osbourne International Airport.
There's a petition going around for that. I did see that. Grim, is there anything you want to add to us, buddy?
Yeah, so as the Aussie thing, it's spread so far and wide. Everybody under a rock would know who he is, and it proves it. When I was at an open mic, and I was doing a solo open mic, and I started playing War Pigs, just getting set up for my little shit, my set.
Yeah.
And people that were there that were also doing the open mic started coming up on stage and joining in to play it, and we actually got to play the entire song with all these people I had no idea who they were together. You know what I mean? And that really makes a statement to, as far as the music industry is concerned. Musicians, you can get together and do a common thing for somebody as great as Ozzy Osbourne.
That's definitely something special right there.
I love
mean,
that. That's
when
awesome.
when you get
I
a
like
group of
music. Music ties people together.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, when you get a group of people and you can come together as one that you've never met before, and again, whether you like the man, whether you knew who he was, or his controversy, whatever, you can definitely respect the what he has done for the industry and for people together, because this is like one of those moments that just everybody has come together, put differences aside, and said, let's celebrate this one man.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I like, and he's touched so many people's hearts. Like he really, like everyone always calls him, the Prince of Darkness and all the stuff like that. The man was that's the furthest from the truth. He was actually he's part of the Anglican Church. I mean, like he was really big into religion. The songs did touch on religious aspects, politics, the end of the world, almost like Revelations type of things in a lot of his music. Um, but he was far from Satan. He was not anywhere near satanic. It was just imagery. Because
yeah,
let's face it, religious imagery is cool.
yeah, it really is, and it kind of it's like sex. It sells. It's
Yes, yes, yeah.
so is
But the man was just amazing. That's just all there's to it. We can everyone can agree that he he was not just a musician. He was not. He invented heavy metal. Black Sabbath wrote the blueprints for heavy metal, which turned into punk rock, which turned into death metal, which turned into thrash metal, which turned into grindcore. If it wasn't for Black Sabbath, the tree of what we all call awesome music would not have grown. That's just all there's to it.
I can agree with that. Before we
Amen to
go,
that.
Same. He was the
does
seed.
anybody want to plug anything before we wrap?
Well, I mean,
Visit grimrockandroll.com.
Grimrockandroll.com. Yes, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say make sure you check out
I
Grimrock.
don't have it. I don't have anything to plug but my hair. So
Brian, you want to plug anything, man?
Nomad Comics on Instagram. Check me out. And I think our next big show coming up is going to be the Erie Horror Festival. There might be something in between there. I'll keep you guys posted. And remember, we got to get Weird Al out there for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Can he now cover something from Ozzy or Black Sabbath in remembrance?
What's
Say that
that?
again?
Say that again.
Could he maybe cover something by Ozzy or Black Sabbath and as a tribute?
Oh,
That would be
oh,
amazing.
of course. Oh, hey, I'm already thinking ahead. No more beers instead of no more tears. Come on.
That would be
that would be
perfect.
amazing. So
I
yeah,
love
everybody,
it.
you can follow us at Lights Camera Pop on Facebook, Instagram, Lights Camera Pop Pod. If you want to reach out to us, you can email us at lightscamerapoppod@outlook.com. And like I said, as we close out this tribute to Ozzy, we remember that he just not in music, but the man, the voice that roared through generations, the soul that lived through fire, fame, and fragility, and still came out standing. He showed us that it's okay to be different, be wild, and fall down and get back up again over and over again. So wherever he is now, I hope he's raising hell, cracking jokes, and turning amps up to 11. Everybody, wait till next week for episode 10, and we will be back then, and we will talk to you then. Good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Ozzy, for everything you've done for us.
Thank you, Ozzy.
See you on the other side.